Howdy everyone out there in the land of YouTube. This is Annette Dion. I am the host and founder of the Psychic News Network. This is a video that I'm going to record and upload, and I hope you're getting ready for a decent weekend. As you can see behind me, we're having another windstorm. I've been talking about this recently, that every few days we have a massive windstorm. And so you can see my banner that's been up there for longer than a year now. The Harris Waltz banner is flipping all over the place. We have some things to go over, so let's do that. I just wanted to say that earlier today I was just kind of having something on in the background, some news on in the background as I did some yoga. And I inadvertently, I heard Dumpy's voice. He was saying something at a press conference. So, you know, it's just kind of on in the background. And I noticed that I thought it was Putin. It was this really weird moment. I realized I thought I was listening to Vladimir Putin. And so my brain had confused the two of them. It was so odd. I think it was just a psychic, hit that, the energy of what's coming out of his pie hole is Putin. So speaking of that, and then he has a meeting with Viktor Orban, and boy, Trump is acting so like he has dementia, not just because of his compromised cognitive function, not just because of that, but because he's so lashing out so angrily. So I'm going to actually ask the pendulum, what percentage of him lashing out is just simply rage, as opposed to a side effect of dementia? What percent is just purely just rage? 10%? 20? Oh, interesting. That means 80% of it is dementia. Just like, that's one of the symptoms. Dementia has many different forms and lots of a variety of symptoms that you may or may not have, but he clearly has the one about lashing out and getting really bombastically angry. When he calls in a reporter and he says, before he'll even let them ask the question, he'll pick on them, and then he'll pick on them. If they say anything other than Newsmax, Fox, although he hates Fox now too, although he's got, Sean Hannity and Jesse Waters, tooting his horn all the time. But as soon as he hears that the reporter is from NBC or ABC or, one of those, even though they just totally gaslight us too, he insults the person. He just, insults them. It's just, we've never seen anything like it, not in our own personal lives, really. So let's take a look at some cards. I want to say this. I had a couple of really pretty big downloads today over the past 24 hours. And one is that AI is going to fail. And what I mean by that is it's going to just sort of implode. I don't mean we're not going to have AI at all, but all that they are pouring into AI, which is jacking up our electric bills. I'm still in arguments with National Grid here. I'm going to fight till I win. I really am. So AI uses up massive amounts of electricity and massive amounts of drinking water. So there's that. And the other thing that I got was that the American people we're right now in this time where we're starting to, I think it's seeping in. We're starting to come to a place where we're recognizing that we have to save ourselves. We have to save ourselves from perishing from the earth. So, therefore, the old rules do not apply. So I'm actually going to start with that. I'm going to read on just the general feeling of the people doing what needs to be done and not waiting for these bullshit artists to tell us when and when we can't do something. Global climate change is on my mind big time, which I mentioned on Off the Ledge this morning. Okay, so what I'm asking about is this really strong feeling that I have that we're going to start seeing and participating in states taking control of taking care of the people in their state, states taking control of what happens in their state, in their constituency. So governors, mayors, representatives, and it's really the only way we can survive this. All right. And I had felt that there was a strong possibility that the shutdown would end today or before today, this week. I haven't heard word of that just yet. And I'm not sure if the emergency fund for SNAP is going to be dispersed. So we can look at that. We have this regime that's basically saying, no, we have this money to feed people that are starving, that have relied on this money, and we have it, but they can't have it. It belongs to the taxpayers, that money, and we have it. But we're not going to let them have the money that's been allocated because we'd rather them starve. This is where we are. So are the American people, I want to know more about the American people taking control. This is the gaslighting. So what will happen is the more we take charge as individual states taking care of our own, the more we take charge, the more the MAGAs are going to gaslight. And oh my God, speaking of gaslighting, I can't even believe the names that they're calling Mamdani. They're showing us their true colors. And it ain't pretty. It's slimy, gross, brown, green, yellow, tar-colored, smelly, stinky. So they're going to gaslight. They're going to continue to gaslight. The MAGA Republicans are going to continue to gaslight and then people will start to suffer because they believe the gaslighting. We're talking, the Fox News watchers. The Eight of Wands means something's going to something will quickly take place. There will be like hanging on the precipice, like, I'm going to fall, right? And quickly, people in different states people in all the states show that they're taking over. They're taking charge. And when we take care of our own, Bruce Springsteen has a song by that title. We take care of our own. Look it up. Awesome songwriter. So anyway, 10 of Pentacles and 8 of Wands, quickly moving into a time where we take care of ourselves. I foresee something called the Party of the People. I don't know, these things just pop in sometimes. The Party of the People. This country was supposed to be that way. This country was supposed to be run in such a way that we took care of what was going on. We got together and we came to consensus, we compromised, we negotiated, we signed, what we agreed to. That's what this country was founded on. That we see as a collective America, oh, there's a problem, we have to all rally and cooperate and deal with the problem. That's what this country was founded on. That we would have agency, that we have the liberty to do that. So now we're being asked to bypass them, right? The hold my beer, we're going in. To bypass them and to do what needs to be done, like Gavin Newsom is doing, and so many others. And pray for our judges and for the Democrats that are in positions of leadership to be safe and protected, and send them appreciation too. Give them a call. I mentioned I called Seth Moulton's office the other day to say that, to commend him on his spot on Morning Joe, where he basically just said, well, of course Trump was working with Jeffrey Epstein. And Joe Scarborough was like, what do you mean? Where's the evidence? It was pathetic. Anyway, call your representatives that are standing up for democracy. I'm going to ask, I'm not sure, like, it's a back and forth thing. Like, are they going to pay the SNAP benefits? Are they going to allocate that money? Or are they going to not allocate that money? I'm going to actually use my rods, my dowsing rods, because they're fun sometimes. Is the SNAP money going to be, including the emergency money, is it going to be made available for the American people? Is the SNAP money going to be made available for the American people? So when they cross, it means no. It's going to no. That's the way the energy is right now. Let's pull 3 cards about that. And I said a couple of days ago, I said that I see the American people rallying, and you know, we need a big dose of see what happens when we do it ourselves. See what happens when we don't wait on these fascists to help us. Yeah. So I'm just reading on the SNAP benefits. It looks like I'm asking the dowsing rods, and I'll use the pendulum too. Is the SNAP money going to be dispersed? And it said no. The Ace of Pentacles is saying the message becomes clearer that way. The message becomes clearer that way of what they're actually doing. They want people to starve. 2 of Cups. This is about the negotiations between the Democrats. Democrats are coming up with a plan. I mean, because we're basically being stonewalled, right? So the Democrats in our Congress are banding together and figuring out together what they're going to do to deal with this. Because if they just jumped in and said yes to the MAGA Republicans, that would mean all health care is pretty much gone unless you're a billionaire or a multimillionaire. And the Ace of Pentacles is we have a clear vision of what needs to be done. And what's happening is judgment is on the heads of all the MAGAs in Congress. You want to hear a panicked person? Here is an example. Hang on for the slime. Oh wait, that's not it. Wait, hang on for the slime. I was just watching And if you believe it or oh no, sorry. What? I apologize. I thought I had it queued up. I had Adam Mockler queued up. Ted Cruz on Sean Hannity. I'll just recount it. You may have seen it. So Sean Hannity, Tuesday night, they're like, and Sean Hannity says to Ted Cruz, what up, comrade? What do you think, comrade? And Ted Cruz is just beside himself, and he starts slandering the hell out of Zoran Mamdani. And panicked and freaked out. And when they're panicked and freaked out, they hurl insults. They hurl the most offensive insults imaginable. So check that clip out on it was on a Midas Touch. It's so desperate and it's so disgusting. That's what they have. They have slander, they have attack, they have calling people the most horrific names imaginable. That's what they have. And what do we have? Normalcy. We have sanity, we have normalcy, we have dignity, we have self-respect, we have manners. Remember that? and we have a sense of being human beings doing the right thing. Why? Why? Human beings doing the right thing for why? The reason I'm asking this is because a lot of people have lost their way. I'm not saying you have, but have you noticed that because it's the right thing to do, because we help one another, because everything works better when we're cooperating, because you can't have a community or a city without people coming together and deciding how it's going to be. But you know what? Nowadays, whenever somebody does something for good, people are suspicious of them, that they're grandstanding, that they're doing it because they want people to look at them, because they want people to think they're wonderful. It's only for self. I mean, we are such, there's so much narcissism in our society that what we're seeing is the disappearance of the awareness that people do good because it's good to do good. Or like my dad used to say, it's nice to be nice. Or my sign here that says, because kindness changes everything. Because that. I'm so tired of kindness and goodness being called out as if it's, oh, it's woke. Let's read on Dumpy. We'll get out of this. It's love that's going to get us out of this. I'm going to pull 3 cards about his health. He really is bombastic, angry, like a bull with steam coming out of his nostrils. And what a mean person. This is about hiding secrets. This is about what he's done in the past. This is what's going on with him. But I know I'm asking him about his health, but it's all connected. This is about the secret. I mean, it's what's really here is Epstein. Keeping secrets. 8 of Cups. Afraid of what's coming out about what he's done in his heinous past. And who he was in bed with. Who he was fraternizing with. They were business partners. I'll just leave that there. Let's take a look at what, if it's going to come out. Let's pull some cards about whether it's going to come out. I mean, it's going to come out. It is going to come out. But, like the energy around the Epstein files and videos. And this week we heard that it's actually worse than what the author Michael Wolff was saying, who was writing a book about Jeffrey Epstein, I believe. How's that going to go? Oh, interesting. Okay, they will continue to try to gaslight, but this is a turn of events. This is a turn of the Wheel of Fortune. It's a strong case against Donald J. Trump. Strong case against him. Strong. This is big. It's very big. That's the dowsing rods. Do the Epstein files get released and shown to the world? I don't use these that much, and they do this spinning thing, and you just kind of have to wait a little longer. Yes, the information will be shown to the world, and the Virginia Guffrey's book is popping into my head. That's got a lot to do with it. And Prince Andrew, I think Trump's planning to have a meeting. Is he having a meeting with Prince Andrew? Well, isn't that interesting? They're going to commiserate about the tough position they find themselves in. Oh my word. Okay, let's read on MAGA Mike because we have to. I feel like MAGA Mike is having a nervous breakdown. Actually, I'm going to kind of rephrase that. I'm going to ask how the gaslighting, the out and out lying. Oh, the economy's great when people are suffering. Oh, it's better than ever. Oh, the war that Russia is in with Ukraine. That was Joe Biden started that war. How about the one about oh, Trump stopped. He ended 8 wars. We're still here. So I'm asking about how the lies are going to be, how they're going to be working. And I heard recently that they want to cut fuel assistance. Yeah. Why anyone ever voted for this guy, I don't know, but he did rig the election. How's that gaslighting going to go for them? I have the 8 of Swords here, which is the prison card. I have the 2 of Wands, which is a kind of like holding the line and waiting. And the 9 of Pentacles. And the 9 of Pentacles says this person has a chain around them. The more they lie, the more the American people are suffering, the more they're really trapped. These demonic individuals are really trapped. I couldn't believe that. I heard Trump's voice, and when you're not really conscious of what you're listening to, I thought it was Putin. Not that I ever hear his voice, but it was just the energy of Putin. All right, what else do I have to read on before I let you go? There's so much. I heard that Pete Kegsbreath was somewhere accepting some kind of stupid award and that he was sloshed. So let's read on him. It's bad. I know it's bad. We'll get through it. Let's just keep remembering Tuesday night, and let's keep remembering how hard we have to work. But at least that was out and out evidence that we all feel the same way. Well, what's going to happen to MAGA Mike and, okay, the overflowing emotions of the American people, the Ace of Cups, and the strength of that, and the Lover card. I'm actually associating this with the Epstein information. I'm asking about MAGA Mike. Let's pick another card. And there's that 9 of Pentacles again. So, to clarify, the overwhelming emotions of the American people pushing for the Epstein files to be released, it becomes very strong. And here's the 9 of Pentacles. I feel like MAGA Mike is just going to be like, don't you feel like you just want to squash him? Just like, you want a big, like if you were a giant and you could get your thumb and just, like a bug. Anyway, it's a chaotic, disassembling, crumbling mess. That's what it is. So the more we organize, we have to be as organized as can be. The groundwork has been laid. This country can come back. We will never be as wealthy or as in good standing as we had been. Probably not in our lifetimes. But these times call for us to find the best within us and to pay close attention to our democracy and to pay close attention to the things that need to be done, and that we will not be constrained from saving our own lives by evil. We will not. So let's keep our eye on the prize. We save our democracy. And as I watch that wind behind me, I'm really nervous about global climate change. So let's do everything that we can to save ourselves and to save future generations. Before we go, I'm going to ask, there's a delay in the shutdown being ended, and I'm just going to ask again, because the energy was very present for it to end this week. So, although yesterday I think it got bumped up to Monday. Yeah, it looks like something will happen on Monday that will shift things. Do yourself a favor and don't watch the presser with Viktor Orban. It was awful. Earlier in the day, I do have something to show you, and you may have seen it. Earlier in the day, I mean, it's unbelievable that they used to pick on Biden. What did he call him all the time? Sleepy Joe. That's in a meeting. And here he is, the two pieces of shit themselves. Honestly. And then here he is. This is Dumpy right after the guy fainted in the presser yesterday. What kind of weirdo is that? He's just standing there like a statue. I mean, this guy, he's gone. And then, then there were people around him, and like Dr. Oz is telling us that he's going to make... The disconnect is mind-boggling. Dr. Oz is saying that he's going to make Americans lose like billions of pounds with Ozempic, apparently, at a time when they're cutting food. Our money. Our money. And there he is, conked out in the chair. This is unsustainable. This is unacceptable, and it's unacceptable for us to do nothing. And I know you're all doing something, but just pass it on. To book a session, psychic@dion.com. Please hit the thumbs up. And if you leave a comment, even if it's just 7 blue hearts, it's helpful. Please subscribe, and when you become a member, you have access to all sorts of goodies. So I'll see you soon. Off the Ledges daily. The 2 live streams every week. As a rule, Thursday nights, guided meditation for a healed America. Please do that meditation. It's only 15 minutes. And Church of Spirituality on Sundays at 1 p.m. Eastern. I'm bringing the spiritual tools here. So that's what lives here. Spiritual tools and techniques and togetherness. All right? Giving you a group hug. Love you lots. Namaste.